and they pretty much say, like, you don't know which one is your kid. They just straight up say, like, yeah, all these kids look the same, and you're not really familiar with your own child, so just rescue them all just in case. It's not even because you, like, are a humanitarian and want to save them. It's just because you don't know which one's your kid, and you didn't want to come all this way for the wrong kid.
So, now that we've discovered Texas, we remembered the Alamo, we saved the slaves.
Yeah, we rescued the floating heads.
We're gonna take a trip over to Berlin.
We're gonna be escaping from Berlin. This one's called Escape from Berlin.
Oh, is that what it's called? What do you do in Escape from Berlin?
You don't actually escape just yet. You this is the level where you rescue your kid. And what you'll come to find is that the kids aren't even just chilling. They're like, you have to shoot down this big hunk of metal that they're just inside. It doesn't look like a cage or a building. It's just like debris, and there's just a floating head inside. That didn't really go for realism, but I like it. If you go full neutral reset, you can't back up no matter what. But there's a few levels where you need to back up. This level's one of them, or it's just faster to back up anyway. So this first video, Texas Slave Fortress, is it's one of the levels where it's faster to be able to go forward and back up because it's a lot of tight areas. So this will show you what the normal speed of this tank is, and then later on you'll see what it's at full speed. So you use the same tank, and right away you should be able to tell that you're going a hell of a lot faster than you were on the last level. This is a level where you take advantage of that neutral reset, so I can't back up at all, and when I hold forward, I'm going probably like 1.5 times as fast as you should be, which kind of sends me into walls in a bunch of places. But yeah, this level you're trying to rescue the 3 kids, which are in the 3 corners of the map. You're trying to avoid that big minefield in the middle twice, which luckily on this level they're all lined up in a row. So if you just go straight in, you got a decent chance of making it through. On other levels, that's not so true. But in the IL, you can't really take the time to stop and line yourself up. So I pretty much come out as fast as I can and just throw myself at the minefield and hope I get through.
It looks like it. This is incredibly fast, dude.
Yeah, this is why I love this game. This is the fastest tank, as fast as it can go through a minefield. So I had a lot of fun doing this one. One of the frustrating things though is that they added as a feature with this tank is that the button that's normally I think the button to normally turn your turret, or I don't know what it normally is. It might be strafe or something. Whatever it is, this tank can't do it. And so they bound those buttons to quick turn. So if you're trying to turn around, the best way to do it, I bind it to like the C left and C right. Best way to do it is to do a quick turn, and you turn a hell of a lot quicker than doing the big loop turn. The unfortunate thing is that only works on a flat surface. So like this road, I'd be able to do it. But when you rescue the kids and want to turn around, you're kind of on this like pile of debris. And so like right here, when I get the kid, I would like to quick turn around, but you can't because you're on a round surface. So you just kind of awkwardly drive into the wall for a little bit. But I don't know. You can try and quick turn and it'll work every now and then, but then you end up just turning way further than you want to, or not turning at all. So I had to kind of hedge my bets on that one.
It looks really, really silly, just you rescuing your child and then also at the exact same time throwing the ass end of your car or your tank just right into the wall. Just wham!
Not only the wall, you're picking up a few kids and then just driving through a minefield with like no caution whatsoever.
You're also driving over, and I should say properly, you're driving through cars as if they are vapor. Like those cars don't exist anymore.
Yeah, they just break away easily, luckily. Another thing I forgot to mention was I thought this level was actually going to be a lot weirder to route than it was, because I watched the co-op run and they're able to just drive through and get the prisoners. Then I realized in the solo run with the extra resources they had, they put walls in front of those first 2 kids. And so for this tank to shoot down that wall, it'll take like 10 seconds each, and that's if you don't get killed. So I actually switched up the order of which ones I get. I take the far one first because luckily in that little alleyway to get to it, there's shields and a flamethrower. And the flamethrower is able to take down the door way quicker than it should be. Or not that it should be, it normally would with bullets.
Yeah, I'm noticing that. I actually didn't notice that the first couple times watching this clip. It seems like it's just, not to say a blur, but yeah, a lot of this game's a blur. Like, it is a very fast blur.
Yeah, I mean, you got to focus on movement and not getting shot and all that. But at the same time, I guess it's kind of like, it's just as good a speed game as Super Metroid because you also got to be switching between power-ups to make sure you're on the right one for what you got coming up.
Man, you are appealing to the old boy crowd today.
I am better than the TAS, and my game is better than Super Metroid, just straight up.
And you are better than the TAS. What else again? Oh yeah, it's also for the N64.
I mean that's just a plus right away.
Exactly.
A small thing about this, and you'll see more exaggerated bits of it later on, is that you can notice I'm getting like right up on the door to shoot and use the flamethrower, which I mean that might just be because you just drive up to it anyway, but I'm actually pushing up on the door as I do it because I can use the flamethrower to take down the door. But there's also a useful glitch, much more useful later on, where with this tank and one other tank, you can actually just shoot through walls because the gun extends further than your tank. So you push the tank up against the wall, your guns poke through, and you shoot through the other side. So on this, I'm pushing up against the doors, I'm using the flamethrower on the door, and at the same time, I'm shooting through the door to try to take down the building on the other side quicker.
That's really... I also love the sprite for the children. They all look the exact same, and they all look just like a...
It's just three little Anakin Skywalkers or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever the kid Skywalker is.
Thanks a lot for watching. In the next episode, we make sparks fly.